Great, pleasure to be here. So I'm John Wilkinson, I'm CEO of TMT Analysis. We're based in London, headquartered here. We focus on number resolution and mobile number portability data, which for the SMS market is really important to ensure quality and accuracy of routing. So we aggregate up number portability databases from all around the world, put them into central servers, and then offer that as a service via query to anyone in the A2P space. We also do quite a lot of HLR query, so we're pinging mobile networks directly to try and discover live status and accuracy of data around which network a number's connected to, again to improve the quality and the routing of A2P SMS. That's the main reason to be here. Great to see customers and partners, and obviously to be a part of the MEF. Yeah, I think it's really two things. So on one hand, it's management of existing business, so shaking hands with existing customers and partners, trying to grow business, looking at any faults or problems there with the existing service. So I think there's a kind of existing business relationship meetings. But then more importantly probably is about the future. So either the future of messaging, again another interesting aspect for us around the MEF, but also particularly for our business around the future of identity. So what kind of mobile attributes are going to be used to understand the subscriber, to know a bit more about the risk associated with the subscriber, and to look at things like fraud and account takeover protection. So it's more for us trying to work out where other providers and other partners are in terms of future services rather than just the existing day-to-day product. Yeah, so we're looking at kind of across the piece, and the way we view the identity space is really emerging market. So we see a lot of technology providers in the facial recognition or fingerprints or any kind of DNA-based services. So like a huge amount of startups focused on that space. And then our view is that the kind of telco data, the numbering, the device, how you're holding it, those kind of aspects around the device data will actually start to merge in with some of the other over the top, if you like, identity management tools. So for us, we see the phone number, the IMEI and the device data, and also the subscriber's use of that as very key elements that actually might be included in multiple different types of identity management over time. Obviously the very basic stuff today like 2FA, but then as that moves into facial or multi different strands of identity, we think that the mobile identity data will still be an important part of that. So we're looking across a wide spectrum in the identity space. The most obvious bits are call forwarding fraud, port out fraud, very obvious existing problems. But actually we're looking wider at that around the identity piece in general. So I think it's an enormous issue. When you look at things like the payment services directives driving more business over SMS at the moment for around securing e-commerce payments, SMS is not the perfect solution that it needs to be for that, and it's created a whole series of new fraudulent behaviour. And so, it's an imperfect world, and actually, the more e-commerce that's taking place, the more fraud is taking place. So it's a growing problem rather than a shrinking problem. The solutions are out there. We saw today at the conference Orange talking about launching an API solution so you can get accurate data for their account takeover protection fraud. So I think the mobile networks are starting to step up to the scale of the problem, but the solutions aren't really ubiquitous yet. It's very piecemeal, country by country, market by market, and that makes it difficult for the credit card companies or the banks to easily engage with solutions in the space. So I think the industry needs to do more to tackle it, and actually more around ubiquitous service, so the customers will understand how to combat fraud market by market. So RCS has been the next big thing for a while, right? So it's still the next big thing. Personally, I'm a believer. I believe that if you look into the future, there will be pervasive solutions like RCS. Whether or not that's an omnichannel mix of all the over-the-top providers that are out there today, rather than a mobile operator-led standard, I think is a debate, but ultimately it's sensible. SMS is an old world technology which is providing kind of services in the modern internet which don't really make sense. So ultimately I'm sure RCS will succeed in one form or another, but it's not been a great success thus far.